Good morning, sixth graders. Today is Thursday, September 24th, and today marks the beginning of the end. You guys are so close to finishing up your personal narratives. Before we did that, though, we talked about the fact that you should be reading for 20 minutes every night. You should study for your test tomorrow. Please make sure that you give me your score for your test tomorrow as well. And then your cursive writing assignment for writing all of week 5 spelling words is also due tomorrow. And the other thing that we did in class, I went around and I checked week 1 Tuesday, where you had to break the sentences into simple sentences. Both of them were about studying and earning a certain grade. This was due today. You should make sure before you hand it in to me that you have periods and capital letters. And then today I assigned Wednesday. This one is where you have to combine the 2 simple sentences I give. Writing poetry is my favorite. I am good at writing creative short stories. So to make it compound, you need to make sure you include a comma conjunction. And to make it complex, you need to use a word like because or when or since or after, and put the sentences together in a way that makes sense that way. Remember that at the bottom of the paper I have a place to check your work and see if the way you constructed it is one of the good ways to do it. That is your homework for tomorrow, due tomorrow. In class today, we did Thursday together. Let me make my screen change a little bit. There I am. We did this together. And on this one it says you are supposed to break the 2 sentences into 2 simple sentences. My first sentence says, when I planted the watermelon plants, all the little ground squirrels raced to nibble on the leaves. We found when, of course it's always backwards to what I think it's going to be. When is a subordinating conjunction, so we know we have a complex sentence. We know that when we start with a word like when or because or since, until, if, that after we say the first part of the sentence we need a comma. When this happens, comma, then that happens. And so we were able, after we found the when and the comma, it helped us break it into these 2 simple sentences. I planted the watermelon plants, period. All the little ground squirrels raced to nibble on the leaves, period. It's also important to make sure you have a period at the end of each sentence and capital letters. And I want you to notice that if I just wrote this, I planted the watermelon plants. All the little ground squirrels raced to nibble on the leaves. It's not as meaningful as if I use when. When I did this, comma, then this happened. It almost tells you that me planting those watermelon plants caused the ground squirrels to come up and eat. Number 2, the sentence says, I worried I would not have enough tomatoes to make salsa to last me the year, even though I planted 50 tomato plants. We decided that even though is the phrase that helps connect our 2 sentences, helps make it complex. So once we are able to find even though as our subordinating conjunction phrase, then we were able to break it into 2 sentences. I worried I would not have enough tomatoes to make salsa to last me the year, period. I planted 50 tomato plants, period. So it's important to use the phrase even though because it helps me understand more about my 2 sentences. After we finished with that, see if I can get me off the screen some more. The next thing we did was publish our paper or type it. We did that by going into HMH. Now some of you might have been typing it on a Google Doc, so you can certainly copy and paste it, and I'll show you how to do that. I don't know. Of course, this doesn't look the same on my screen as it does on yours. You should go to your HMH page, and there will be a blue, you'll click your assignments tab. You have an assignments tab right here. After you click that, you'll see, it'll probably say no assignments due, where you usually see them down here. Up in this corner, there will be a blue box, and it'll say something like writing tasks. I need you to click that. And then it'll tell you to sign in with Google. So you can tell it, yes, I want to sign in with Google. And then it'll ask you which account, and it will have your excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. It has your alwood.net, or I think it's alwood.net account. Click that, and then it'll take you through some steps, and you'll just tell it done and click the blue bar, and it'll eventually get you to a page where you'll see a short story on the left. Don't worry, you don't have to read it. You can read it if you want to. And then on the right is the writing prompt. It'll tell you you're supposed to write a personal narrative, and it'll have a whole bunch of writing. You don't even have to read that. If you just scroll down to the bottom of the page, in fact, I can show you that. Where is it? 6th. Just a second. I don't know if it shows up in 5th. No. Where did I find it? Just a second here. Ah, yes, right there. So you're going to click this. I think I can preview for you. So then this is what you're eventually going to get to. These are texts that the 5th graders read. You don't have to read them. This is the page that'll show you what you were supposed to do for this writing task. We've already been through all this work. All you're going to do is click down here where it says to start writing. And you can type here. There's a button on the side that says check and submit. That's where you're going to turn it in to me. Now, Mrs. Shappett, I already wrote it in a Google Doc. Where am I? Here's a doc. If you want to highlight a Google Doc, you hit Control A. That highlights all your text. Then you hit Control C. That copies it. Then you go back into your document, and if I hit Control V as in Victor, it'll paste it all in there. If I hit Control X, it should go away. There. So that's one way you can paste it in. So that being said, your job is to type and submit this. We are going to share them tomorrow. We have a spelling test tomorrow. We have a quiz in our sentence packet tomorrow. So we want to make sure we have all of this squared away and ready to turn in. You should also turn in your pre-writing packet tomorrow. Remember, it's an all or nothing. Everything we did should be done, or you will not get any points out of the 100. I'm going to say that again. You had to do all the pre-writing work to get 100 points. It's all or nothing. Your essay is also worth 100 points. Your spelling test is also worth 100 points. Tomorrow you can earn 320 points. You can do it. I have faith in you. Alrighty, see you at the meeting.